Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here. And yes, I do have a cold, but as the old timers used to say, the show must go on, and we're going to get through it. And we got a special guest here in the studio, but first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. It's going to be a high today of 76 and low tonight of 58. And our water temperature will be 66. It's been at 66 now for about a week. The river readings, take a look at our river readings. The Apalachicola level out, looks really good there. This weekend, we're looking at a 10-foot range, excellent fishing on the Apalachicola. The Caryville reading, the Choctawhatchee River there is a slow drop, and we're looking at a 6.4, and it's going to be in good shape. Now our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home. That's Greg Brudnick and his staff. Looking at our tides today, we're looking at a high tide at 10 o'clock even, and a low tide tonight at 7:49. The marine forecast, we got a southeast wind coming in only at 10. It's been blowing about 10 to 20, but today looking at only 10, and about a 30% chance of rain. A couple of days ago we had about 80 to 90% forecast for today, but right now they dropped it to 30%. Okay, that takes care of our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. We'll take our break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, and welcome Captain Brent Rabidi from Blue Water Outriggers.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, always great having you up here. What's going on down in your area?
It's that time again. This is actually our 6th annual tent sale.
I can't believe that.
I know, I can't believe it either.
Wow.
I've worked 5 of them so far, and this one, I always come on here and tell you it's going to be better than it always is.
Yeah.
And this year, I got to say the same thing. It's going to be better than it ever has been.
Bigger and better.
Bigger and better. We've got a 40 by 80 tent this year, so we've doubled the size of what we normally use.
Wow.
So in the past, we've had some issues with the weather. This year, we've taken all those issues out. So come rain, sleet, or shine, we're going to have the event. It's going to be fully covered. We're really excited about it. I've got so much tackle that I just can't even express to you what kind of deals we've got. I've actually spent the last 8 months traveling the nation, buying closeouts and getting ready for this event.
That's what I've been telling folks about this, for the last week or so. But, and I talked to George about it last week. Y'all go all over the country, and these tackle stores, they close down or something, or move and downsize.
That's right.
And y'all been getting some really good buys.
That's right. We'll go all the way out to Dallas and sometimes all the way up the eastern seaboard to get all these deals. So what we do is we pile it all together, lock it away, and then this time of year we bring it all out for everybody. It's a really good thing. We have this year, I'm really proud to say that we have Rick Murphy and the Chevy Show from the Florida Insider Fishing Weekly Report. That's going to be huge. We'll have some celebrities there, so those guys are going to be, they're in the know. I know it's, if you guys keep up with that, those guys are celebrities pretty much for our area. They're going to be there Friday and Saturday, both days, so we're super excited about those guys being there. They're going to have a casting pond with them. Our seminars should be over the top this year. We should have some really professional seminars done by them and some of the local captains there. As far as tackle goes, like I said, I probably have 200 reels or better this year, probably close to 1,200 to 1,500 rods. Combos starting anywhere from freshwater, crappie, bass, inshore redfish, trout, offshore trolling combos, jigging combos, all 50 to 70% off this weekend for 2 days only.
Wow. Now John, all week has been talking about getting him a nice rod. So how many rods do you have?
At least 1,200.
John, if you can't find one out of 1,200, we're gonna
have a problem.
Yeah, we are. So we're gonna leave right after the show tomorrow morning and get on down there.
Fantastic.
What are your hours going to be?
We're open. Of course, we're on the eastern side of things when you leave here and go down that way. So we're 7 to 6 on Friday, and we are 7 to 5 on Saturday.
Okay.
And we will have drawings all out through the day on both days. Like I said, Rick Murphy and them are sponsored by Costa, so they'll be giving Costas away for their seminars. We've got some registrations for some free Shimano reels and free Shimano rods that we're going to be giving away as well. Plus, just huge savings, up to 70% outside as well as inside, I guess, is probably where the better savings are going to be. I have probably 15 to 20 factory reps on hand, and we're going to make some deals that I can't even tell you on TV or we'll get in trouble. So I'm looking forward to it, really excited. Like I said, we're supposed to have really good weather this weekend, and that's really not going to be a factor for us at all this year. We've pretty much taken care of all that. Relay for Life will be out there. We support them. They always support us. So, you know, if nothing else, you want to come out and see a circus, we'll have a circus for you. Come out and eat a hot dog and a hamburger.
Well, the biggest problem I have when I get down there is leaving. That's the hardest thing to do because I keep walking around and said, I didn't see that last time.
And I'm sneaky about that, too.
Is that what you're doing?
Well, you got to keep it fresh. You know,
Okay.
people come in there year after year. They're like, hey, this was here last year. I was like, well, maybe it was. I don't know. So, but like I said, I've got about 150 lugs already ready to go, priced out as soon as you get there.
Yeah.
Anything you want. I got pompano jigs, hand-tied pompano jigs, 3 for $1.
How much?
3 for $1.
I can promise you, we're going to buy some pompano jigs. I can promise you
I
that.
got, we should have some cobia jigs in there as well. As you can see, I brought a couple of trinkets with me this morning. And Power Pro for $10 a spool till it runs out. I've got Andy there. They're going to be spooling up line for 2 cents. Of course, Shimano being there with their pro staffers. We're going to put 150 yards Power Pro with any Shimano combo bought in the store.
Man, I'm getting excited already.
Huge savings all across the board, and like I said, we're grand open ready. We're ready for this one.
And I was telling George, you know, I buy a lot of stuff, and I come back, and you know, of course, I keep some myself too, but I give a lot of it away.
I know,
that's
great.
And it's fun. And I'm looking forward to meeting Rick Murphy. I've never met him. They say the people I've talked to him say he's a really nice guy.
I had a chance to fish with him last year. That show will be coming up pretty soon, but I'm really excited about those guys being here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a draw, but not only that, those guys, they're out of Miami and they do a lot of different type of fishing that we do. But at the same time, they offer a lot of tactics that are pretty hip and fresh for our area, and just really excited about it. Just really excited.
Good. Okay, look, we're going to take a break. I've got some good cobia pictures. Last couple of days, we've been tearing up the cobia. So take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Here with Captain Brent Remedy from Blue Water Outriggers. Getting ready for that big sale tomorrow. But, you know, I've been telling you they've been catching some fish up here. And almost every day now I've been showing some nice pictures, Brent. And with the technology the way it is now, we're able to get them out of there. So let's go through some pictures, and we're going to come back and look at these cobia jigs, okay? Let's start off here. Now, this huge pompano caught by one of my students, Rachel Granger, fishing with her dad right there in the pass. This was Sunday afternoon. Now, she also caught, here's Rachel. If you remember, she's been on the show before. Let's see, it's going to be stuck right here. Okay, a little bit of technical difficulties. John, I'm gonna hand this to John and let him work on it a second. But anyway, the pictures have been excellent. Now, you said you haven't caught many cobia down there yet.
We haven't. We're still dealing with a 64-degree water right now as of today. I think what we need, if you go back last year, this time last year, our water was already 68 degrees, 70 degrees on this mark right here, which we had a warm winter last year. We basically had a warm winter here again this year. However, all you guys and everybody over at Orange Beach, Pensacola are catching record numbers of cobia.
Yeah.
We've only seen 2 so far this weekend caught. Now, the 2 that were caught were very nice fish. They were 70 pounds.
Wow.
But I went out on Sunday, Caesar 2 to 3, had a pretty nice wind on top of us, and couldn't see a fish. And I trolled all the way up, went all the way almost to the Simpson wreck on the Shell Island, come down that way, and spent about 5 hours on the water. Usually that area that this week per year I would have seen some fish. So I'm looking forward to seeing by this time Sunday or Monday we should have the fish that you're seeing in our water.
It's amazing how we talk about that loop current up here, you know, and it does go out toward Orange Beach, Navarre, and works its way back this way almost every year. But this looks like maybe a banner year in cobia.
I'm hoping, considering last year was one of the worst years I've ever seen on the coast.
Yeah.
I actually never saw a fish last year.
Wow. Yeah, it was a bad year. All right, do we have the pictures ready, John? Okay, here we go. We're going to finish these pictures here. This is Rachel Granger. This is a big grouper she got. Of course, they caught and released this. Roger Granger, a lot of y'all know Roger, C Miles Construction, had his family out fishing in the jetties Sunday afternoon. Good job there. Now, let's look at some of the big fish. No offense, Rachel, but we're going to look at some of the big fish here. Now, this next one on here, This is James Weslowski, one of my former students. James is an excellent fisherman, a grown man now, got kids of his own, but he caught, this is his first cobia of the year off the pier. 53-pounder there, James. Nice one there. 53-pounder there. Okay, move on down now. This next one, this was, I believe, Michael Barnett. This was caught off the pier yesterday. This was how big? 58 pounds. So you see a lot of these are 50, 60 pounders. All right, and they're happy about that. And our next picture here, this would be. This is, let's see, I've got the name somewhere, I can't find it, but they caught, I want to say Ron Mason maybe, and his family caught this one. That's a nice catch there. Okay, that was Stacy. Now, this would be, look at this, folks, they loaded a boat right here. This would be Jeff Timpson, Michael Barnett, some of those guys there, and that's a boat load. That's what you call a boat load right there.
Is that a triple tail on the bow?
Let me see. Yep, sure is. Yep.
That's interesting.
Good catch there. They saw some floating stuff out there. All right, next one. Fishing is not an escape, but often a deeper immersion into it. That's heavy words for this early this morning, but it sounds so true. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. We should have a couple more. All right. All right, let's go through a couple more. That was Ryan Mason there. Okay, this would be, let's see, I don't have the names on these. All these pictures just in, got them off. I've got one more here.
Pounder.
Now, we know this one. That one going back there a while ago was Jeff Timpson. It was a 64-pounder. 2 pictures ago with Jeff Timpson. Right here, we know these boys here very well. On the bottom left is Justin Leake. On the bottom right is Ricky McNairn. Now, those boys are in my class. I guess they lost my phone number because they didn't call me on this trip. But this, I'm going to get on to them. You know, they forget about you. You know, Brent, you teach them all this stuff and they forget about you. Great job, Justin and Ricky. I know you had a good time. All right. But that's a sample, folks. That's within the last 2 or 3 days here off the pier and out on the boat. That's not bad.
That's wonderful. That gives me high hopes for this week, definitely for this weekend. Yeah. If we're seeing this amount of fish and these number of fish, this should last for a couple more weeks until the spawn, and then they're going to go deep again. I tell you, that's really exciting. These fish should catch up in our waters. You know, we're only about 60 miles. Really, if you put it as straight as a crow flies, we're probably only 20 miles from you as far as the
that's true.
Goes. You know, so this could be our way any day now.
Yeah,
any day now.
That's a good sign. Now let's show, talking about cobia, let's show some of the folks what you're going to fish with and some of your really hot cobia jigs.
Well, I'm a jig fisherman. These are all hand-tied by Southern Salt from Jay Yeomans in Georgia. These are all powder-coated heads. So, I mean, they look weird to start out with, but when you get into it, these powder-coated heads are really, really, really durable in the salt water. I'm a black and white kind of guy to start out the year with. This has got a little mylar flash in it right here. This is a short jig. If you'll see, the skirt basically touches the back of the hook right here, if you can see that. And a lot of your pompano fishermen will do the same thing. What this is going to do is it'll actually catch that fish on a short strike. So white and black with this little silver mylar is always good. It's one of my top favorites right there. Always the pier guys are into the chartreuse and orange. Orange first of the year usually comes in pretty good. It's something that they don't get to see a lot. So orange and chartreuse is another really good color that pier fishermen like. I've been very successful with this exact same jig here. When I get the fish up to the boat, another way to get that cobia up to the boat is to use a eel type. This is actually a 10-inch double wide hoagie right here. Okay. I threw this weekend. This is black on black with a powder coated black head, yellow eye. This is a very, very good lure. If somebody's on the boat and we're casting, say, 30 to 50 yards in front of the boat trying to get the fish to come to the boat, this is a real good way to get that cobia to turn to come to the boat. Now, what we would do was we'd bait and switch this. I'd have somebody with a live bait or maybe even an eel out there ready to throw. What this is going to do, it's going to give a lot of action. It's going to make that cobia turn, come to the boat, and then we'll pitch him a live bait right there. Yeah. So these big long tails, they're really good. However, I don't want that in that cobia's mouth because I'm not going to get that strike that I want on that hook right there. Black is really good right now for our water. We're stained up, a little muddy right now. As the water gets a little clearer, then we'll switch to a hot pink, and you'll see this has an 8-inch Hoagie hot pink tail on this one right here. So this one is about the same way I'd use it on a bait and switch. It has a lot of action. The feathers really get their attention. However, once I get those fish up close enough to the boat, I'm going to try to throw them a live eel, or I'm going to try to throw them a pinfish, something that they're going to swallow and inhale. These, you got to make sure your hooks are super, super, super sharp. I've lost so many jigs. You're setting the hook, he's on, he makes it down, he spits the hook, and then you've lost the fish. So a key to that is, and that's the tip of the week, sharpen your hook before you get in the water.
Yeah. And the thing about these great colors is, like I said before, on pompano jigs or these great colors, use them for summer. If they don't work, then wrap them up at Christmas and give them to your wife for earrings, because they make real nice presents. Just kidding. But you talking about the sharp hooks, and those inside the mouth of those cobia, it's like just a hard sandpaper. I mean, it's rough, and
there's
hard.
Nothing worse than catching a fish and having him spit the hook at the boat, and it happens. It's a deal breaker. You know what I mean? You fight that fish, and these things, like now we're seeing these fish 60, maybe going to push 70 pounds. It's real easy to bend a hook. So, like I said, you use the biggest, strongest saltwater hook you can get. Sharpen that thing is just as razor sharp as you can, because this jig may, however, at $6, a 60-pound cobia is almost priceless to me. So.
Oh yeah, and these are all about the same size. And you say these are hand tied?
These are all hand tied by Jay Yeomans from Southern Salt out of Tifton, and actually it's on Mega, Georgia. He sells them here locally around too.
Yeah.
But they're powder coated, so these things actually, I think two of these are actually left over from last year. So you'll see there's no corrosion whatsoever in the heads. They can take a licking and they don't crack and bend, and it's just really good. That powder coating is really good in the salt water. I'm really impressed with these jigs. These are 3-ounce. What you would call a fantasy or a football head. Some people call them goggle eyes. I really like the eye. It gives a little flash, gives just a little bit more in the water, and that just to get him to look at you is all you want.
Yeah.
Most of these fish are always curious this time of year, and that's their downfall because they get right on the grill.
Okay. All right, let's take a final break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, folks. Glad you're here. We're here with Brent Remedy from Blue Water Outriggers, but first, let's go to our fishing game times for today. We're looking at, this is brought to us by, okay, we got it on here? All right, Mark Howard, our good friend and good fisherman at Edgewater Beach Realty, number 832-6000. Give Mark a call for any real estate needs between Carabel and Destin. Mark can help you out on that. And our times today, we're looking at 1:20 a.m. to 3:20. All right, we passed that, but this afternoon, looking at 1:44 to 3:44. Should be, if you get a chance to get off, water should be in pretty good shape because the wind's not going to be too bad today. So get a chance, get out there and get one of those big cobia. Speaking of that Ling Ding tournament is going on.
It's going on the whole month of April.
Yeah, Mexico Beach.
Got a kickoff this week with good fish weighed in, 67, almost 68 pounds.
Yeah, that's good fish.
Real good fish.
Okay. All right. Now, also coming up tomorrow, now will be our famous Friday fishing forecast brought to us by Tarpon Dock, and we'll also be giving away a big red snapper and a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood, so you don't want to miss tomorrow. And also tomorrow is our big tent sale, and we talked about it all week, and we're excited about it, folks. Some people. I see these furniture stores, they have a sale every weekend and all, but how often do you have a sale?
We have one a year.
One a year.
And I get beat up about it all year long, and then after that, then people kind of lay off of us, and then we look forward to it. The thing about it is you just can't do what we do and how we do it. You just can't do it more than about once a year. I mean, it takes up so much time to travel and build a sale that touches everybody. Like I said, we don't isolate anybody. If you're into fishing, come on, we got everything for you. I'll find anything for you. And like I said, it up to 70% off of retail for 2 days only. And like I said, I really can't even talk about it because I'll get in trouble. I mean, really, it's so what we do is it has to be there, and we have to have the factory reps there to even do it. So if it's anything that you're looking for, fishing tackle, apparel, any of that good stuff, come on down and see us this weekend. Yeah. Like I said, it's going to be a circus. Rick Murphy and them are going to have the casting pond there. We're going to be giving away Costas. They're going to have their Costa set up there. They've got the casting pond set up on the boat, so they'll actually be demonstrating lures in the water and actually giving some stuff away there too for the seminars that they're doing. We're super excited about it. I can't even hardly contain myself about it.
Well, I know, and like I said, I was down there a couple weeks ago, and I saw a young man. He was in a little aisle, and he was picking stuff off, and on the box it said tent sale. So that you were getting ready then. I noticed that was funny, and that was his own little job. We just picking stuff up, put them in a box.
We get a little bit for everybody. Like I said, I can't put the whole store on sale, but we got a half of it on sale.
Well, tell us, get back to fishing. What's going on in St. Joe Bay and Apalachicola Bay? What kind of bay fishing is going on?
Well, St. Joe Bay has been. We're still looking. We're playing that temperature game. Hopefully, we're going to get that magic 68 any day now. 2-3 weeks ago, of course, we had all the freshwater flooding out that came down from Georgia. That flushed a lot of fish out into the bay. It took all the redfish out of the intercoastal, took the flounder out, especially the trout, and believe it or not, took the pompano that were in there, and hardly anybody believed there were pompano in there. But the commercial guys actually had some 800-900 pound days fishing around Black's Island catching pompano. It was amazing.
No, you're kidding.
So what happened is that we flushed all that stuff out of the intercoastal. Now some of the fish are starting to migrate back in there with last week's cold snap. We're seeing some trout. The trout aren't as big as what we want them to be normally by this time. Trout bite is pretty good. It's decent. I'm not going to say it's red hot right now. Flounder bite is improving for sure. We've got bull minnows now, and that's always going to help everything out with live bait right now. The shrimp are looking really, really good right now. So we get that temperature back up, put those fish back in the grass, popping cork live shrimps is going to be the way to go.
Okay.
This weekend should be good.
Okay. And freshwater. Anything going to freshwater?
Freshwater, a little bit of bass. I've had a couple tournaments going on. Not a whole lot. I've seen some 6-pound fish caught a couple weeks ago. This week I haven't had any really good reports on it, but I'm open. Tell me. We're looking.
Okay. So, this next 2 weeks will be real good then. Freshwater and St. Joe Bay and Apalachicola Bay.
We're looking for it. The month of April is such a key month. We have so many things going on, weather factors and water. Like I said, it's all temperature. Once we get over 60, getting that 70-degree water, you're going to see the LY school up. Then you're going to see the Spanish school up on top of them, get the birds working, and then we're back into the fishing game. Right now, however, it's not happening because water temperature.
And that's why we have our tent sale right now.
That's right.
Right before the fish start biting. So
load up.
Go by and load up all your stuff and throw it in the truck, and then next weekend you'll be ready. Well, Brent, as always, it's great to have you come over. Appreciate it.
We look forward to seeing you guys this weekend. Open invite. Like I said, any of you guys come out. Even if you don't want to buy some tackle, come out, look at the seminars. Yeah. Get your autograph of Rick Murphy and them. Okay. Sit through one of the seminars, eat a hot dog, hamburger, support Relay for Life. All right. Folks, again, thank you all so much for watching the show. You do something good for somebody today, and God bless. Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.